Hi again, kids. How are you doing? I'm thinking a lot about you and I'm missing you. Today I wanted to read to you about one of my favorite artists, Georgia O'Keeffe. You may have learned about her in school before because she's pretty well known and a lot of art teachers like to talk about her. But this is a book that I hadn't seen till I was a grown-up about Georgia O'Keeffe, and I really like it. So even if you know her story, I think you'll enjoy this book. It's called My Name is Georgia, a portrait by Jeanette Winter. Georgia O'Keeffe was born on a farm in Wisconsin in 1887. When I was 12 years old, I knew what I wanted, to be an artist. I've always known what I wanted. When I was small, I played alone for hours and hours and hours. I was satisfied to be all by myself. I did things other people don't do. When my sisters wore sashes, I didn't. When my sisters wore stockings, I wore none. And when my sisters wore braids, I let my black hair fly. I rode to town every Saturday to copy pictures from the stack in the art teacher's cupboard. At home, I looked out my window and drew pictures of what I saw. Maybe I could make something beautiful. At school in Chicago, I drew from statues in a museum. At school in New York, I painted one still life painting a day, every day. At school, I painted my teacher's ideas. But when school days were over, I went out into the wide world to discover my own ideas. I went to the Texas plains, the Wild West of my childhood books. You've never seen sky. It is wonderful. I walked into the sunset. I felt the wind across the plains. And I painted the sunset and the sky and the wonderful loneliness and emptiness of the place. I painted day and night. I worked till my head felt light in the top. I have things in my head that are not like what anyone is taught. Shapes and ideas. But I bundled up my paintings and went to New York City to be where other artists lived. I walked down in the canyons of steel. I lived high up in the clouds and painted what I saw from my window. But sometimes what I saw from my window was the far away calling me. I painted a garden in the city. I wanted everyone to see flowers the way I saw them. I looked closely at the flowers. I painted a camellia. I painted it big so people would notice. I painted a jack in the pulpit. I painted it big so people would see. I painted poppies and petunias and sunflowers and jimson weeds and irises and apple blossoms. My garden bloomed until everyone saw the flowers the way I saw them. But still, I looked to the sky. The distance has always been calling me. I went to the New Mexico desert, so far away that no one ever comes. I was satisfied to be all by myself, but it was too dry for the flowers to grow. But there were bones. I gathered the bones, big bones, little bones, short bones, long bones, a cow skull, a horse's skull, a ram's skull, and brought the bones home to paint. One day, I held one up against the sky and saw the blue through that hole. I painted what I saw. I saw the sky and the red hills. I walked in the hills at daybreak and twilight, at noon and in starlight. I painted the arms of 2 red hills, reaching out to the sky and holding it. I painted the Purdnell Mountain in the far away. I painted it over and over again, and then again and again. God told me if I painted that mountain enough, He'd give it to me. I drove my Model A across the desert and back, and up and down over the hills. I painted in my studio on wheels until the afternoon bees chased me home. Even in winter, I went far out into the far away and painted it in the bitter cold. I painted when the wind was so strong, it nearly blew me away. I did things other people don't do. I climbed my ladder to the night sky to wait for the sun. I slept under the stars to see the morning sky when I woke. I stayed in the desert. My hair turned from black to gray to white as the bones. I still walked the red hills. My pile of bones grew. My flowers bloomed in the desert, and the Purdnell was mine. And the sky. Oh, it was wonderful. I painted the sky one more time. I painted my sky big so people would see the sky the way I did. I worked from dawn to dusk every day for weeks and months. Then, as I painted the last cloud, the sun slipped behind the Purdnell. I laid my brushes down. Kiss the sky for me. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story, guys. I miss you. Bye.